Hello, Luke here. I would just like to take a moment to disclose upfront that we sometimes talk about sensitive topics in our podcasts, and in fairness to our audience, we will try our best to put specific warnings in the descriptions of each episode. Now on with the show.
Buddy, Israel, bounty on his head, wanted dead. Buddy, wanted bad, but every hitman should've ran. Georgia and Charisse, Nazis want a piece, and other monsters to say the least. Buddy, get away. You can fuck hookers another day. Buddy, hit the bricks. Killers are coming, I count at least 6. They want to tear your life apart. Primo wants your heart. FBI will let him get a fresh start. It was money.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. I can hear Roger Waters coming after us already. And welcome to the Nostalgia Killers podcast, where we revisit films from our youth to see if they still hold up or should be inserted into the great DVD player in the sky. Today, a dizzying ensemble of characters hands it out for just one Vegas magician turned mob goon, but who will get to him first in Smokin Aces? I'm Luke Lone, joined almost as always by Chuck Starzeski.
Or am I Keller? Or am I Sparazza? Who's to say?
And joined with us almost always again is Javier Martinez.
I have been to Lake Tahoe. That's a real place.
And joined with us once again, always a pleasure, Lauren Heaney.
Thank you so much for having me on this episode. I'm very excited to talk about this cinema.
This is one of my picks. I mean, I think we all picked it at one point, but we were looking at what to do this week, and I was like, we're ready.
Yeah, I was bummed. I actually, because I'm a lazy person, I took notes on this movie because I thought we were going to do it a while back, first season.
Oh,
yeah.
We had talks, and so I watched it and took notes. I literally ripped apart my bookshelf trying to find the notebook that I had the old notes in. So I was like, I don't want to have to pay for something. I don't want to think. I don't want to have to. It's like, nope. And I'm sure I still have the exact same opinions I had last year.
Right.
But they did change, so I'm happy I rewatched it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. This was a lucky find for me. I think I never saw it in the theaters. It was a Netflix, hey, all these people I'd like to watch are in a movie. I'm gonna rent this. I think back in this was after DVD, so it must have been during the early streaming days when it was really big on Netflix, and I just fell in love with it. I don't know how many times I've watched it, but I've purchased it digitally 3 times now because I had one Apple account, and then I lost the password to that, so I started a new one. So I bought Smokin Aces again, and then I have it on Google now. So I'm like,
This is your raid too.
I've given them way too much money.
So for me, this was one of those discount value DVDs that you find at your local supermarket.
You get the Walmart bin, Smokin Aces.
Yeah, literally. That's literally what it was. I had seen the trailer at some point, and I just remember, Ace of Spades playing, and literally, on the marketing, for some reason, it was leading into filmed in Lake Tahoe. I vividly remember. Yeah, I was like, I've been there. I'm like, that's crazy. A 10-year-old me. Oh, I've been there. Just to date ourselves a little bit back. Back in the day, it was literally $2.99. It was $2.99 in the bin, $2.99. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking throw this in there.
Wow.
Steal.
Yeah. What a good deal.
So yeah, I bought it. I watched it. I remember not liking it, not hating it, but just I just wasn't able to get into it.
Sure.
And I hadn't seen it since. So I've literally only seen it that one time. And yeah, like I said, all I remembered, literally all I remembered was Lake Tahoe. I remembered something about some guys with chainsaws and come on a jacket. That's literally all I remember, and without context.
So the important parts.
Yeah, I was like, you just stole all my favorite scenes.
Without context, that's all I remembered.
Yeah, I saw this in theaters opening weekend, and I vividly remember having a woman sitting directly behind me, loudly cheering every time Alicia Keys was on screen. She'd be dead silent, she'd be a great movie patron, and then all of a sudden, Alicia Keys would enter a room, and she would literally just be at the top of her lungs, "That's my girl, Alicia! You got this, baby!" Just cheering her on. And it's like, oh, yeah. I know she's got it. She already shot this thing.
Yeah. She can hear you.
Yeah. Saw this opening weekend, was so fucking pumped to see it, and then was not let down. I remember exiting the theater with my friends and just still finishing the last of the popcorn, just like, oh my God. And then when the guy came with the guns and they went bang bang, and then the other guy with the gun was like, oh, actually I'm gonna shoot you, and said It was
Probably, I'm assuming that this is a movie that my dad had, because this is very Peter Heaney coded film that he would just have lying around. And honestly, a lot of movies that would kind of fit into genre around this, like heist or action, or I probably watch off of like an unlabeled DVD out of a giant like binder stack that he just had laying around forever. And then also for a while he just like left his laptop with us, and he had bought hundreds of movies, including every single James Bond movie, like all of this stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's how I found it originally. I just saw it like at the right time. Like, I was a teenager. It was, you know, funny, snappy, it holds your attention, and violent. So what's not to like?
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. I've been out of hosting for a little while, so these are a bit out of order, but this is a good point for the Sam Coughlin spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Spoilers ahead if you haven't seen this movie. This came out in, was it 2007?
2007.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably one of the more recent films we've done.
Stick around for our Sonic Death Monkey Top 5, where we'll discuss our top 5 all-time movie ensembles that we would team up with for a job.
Anyways, on to favorite scenes.
What is burned into my brain, easily the best scene in the whole fucking movie, is Darwin getting absolved for his crimes by manipulating Dupree's corpse.
That was my number one as well.
That will forever be my favorite scene.
I forgive you, Darwin.
I see you in heaven.
Up here in heaven is beautiful.
I know so. And like making him smile and blink and just,
How did Ben Affleck not like just crack up like every
that's
fucking
also
scene,
like,
dude?
that is probably, I mean, you know, Ben Affleck's not a bad actor, but like that's some of his finest work, honestly. Same with Chris Pine too, like relatively unknown, I would say, at least to
At
me,
that point, yes.
when this came
at that
out.
point, he was, absolutely.
I was going to give the acting award to Chris Pine's left armpit.
Oh yeah,
The woman's legs.
Yeah, I kind of just had, I didn't have that scene specifically, but I just had Chris Pine knocks it out of the park. It's my favorite. Like, I was like, he's phenomenal in this.
Yeah.
Like, unrecognizable, basically. As for, you know, actual things, definitely the choreography that it involved with making all the characters, like, cross paths. In particular at the end, like when they're all exiting the casino at the end, and everybody's just crossing paths, and as the one door opens, the other one closes, and I like that kind of stuff. That's great.
This is very much, I don't know if it inspired the way I write, but this is very much how I think about writing. Like, I stop a scene in the middle of it to jump to the next scene as soon as something's related to it. And that's exactly what this movie does constantly from shot to shot. It's like, one person's mentioning, one subject, and then it shows you the next person doing it.
The character introductions are while they're introducing somebody, it's being shown and kind of recapped, and then somebody else introduces the person introducing the other people.
Yeah.
This movie
This
is
is good.
Just
fun.
really well done.
Yeah.
This movie's how you do exposition dumps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
Like, because it's very exposition dump. Like, it's very much like, this is this Power Ranger, and he does this, and these are his powers, da-da-da.
Yeah.
But it's done well.
Yeah.
Another specific scene, because there are just a lot of sequences that I really like.
Sure.
The Jason Bateman scene.
Oh,
Because
right.
I completely
So good.
forgot that he was
I
in
crack up
it.
every time it shows up.
Bunny head, and he's like, "Don't touch that. That's none of your business," or something like that.
Get your dick beaters off it.
Yeah. Or what's it like? All I have is a small dick and hereditary alcoholism.
Thanks, God.
Thanks, God.
I also love that he just clearly is having a really bad herpes outbreak for no reason. Like, he's got a bunch of cold sores. Like, yeah.
I got Buddy Israel we first see him in real time, and he steps into the light, and he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh yeah.
That's how I greet the day a lot. and I do this like word for word, like, "Fuck you." Touches my soul, I think.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to be a humorous thing, but I think everybody in the theater is probably
Oh,
just
I
like,
know.
me too, buddy.
Yeah.
Getting the hookers up and out is also a really good scene,
Oh
too.
my god. Yeah. This movie is nothing but.
Don't forget your hat. Wig throw.
And it's not just they're getting rid of him; they're getting rid of him to bring in more.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
The flowers
Jesus.
have wilted.
Fresh flowers.
You gotta call the florist.
Good Lord.
Shootout in the elevator
Yes.
Yeah.
between
Really?
the Ray Liotta and
Really? really fucking good.
I forgot the other guy's name.
I mean, so did everyone else. I think it was some kind of Spanish. It
Yes.
was
Diego something?
Diego or
I think it was his fake name. That's his fake name.
Yeah,
But he was
I'm
like,
just saying, like, that's the, like, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Right.
hotel lobby guy.
yeah, but that was so fucking dumb and ridiculous that I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Just firing like 100 rounds on each other. And
So there's a storytelling thing I noticed. I noticed a couple things for the first time watching it like analytically. When Israel's giving up everybody on the phone, he's like deciding whether or not he's like pulling aces out of the deck, and he pulls that Joker on the fourth one, and then he like pretends like to himself that he's like, okay, do it. He knows where that fourth ace is because he pulls it next. So that's like a little visual storytelling thing. Shows his inner thinking and his character.
Yeah, it's like when you're flipping a coin as an adult. You're like, okay, like, well, do I do it or do I not? And then you get tails, and you're like, it says do it. You're like, I don't really want to do it. So you knew all along what you actually wanted.
Right.
So it's that kind of thing of like pulling the Joker. Yeah.
Yeah. In the final hotel shootout, all the brothers actually are wearing eye protection. Because in their introduction, one of them gets their eyesight blown out by blowback from a gun.
Okay.
So like this time around, they're actually all wearing goggles.
Yeah.
And the taller guy, Kevin, Durant, but he actually has like the old high school science goggles on and stuff. Hilarious.
The Mexican standoff between Georgia, the FBI agents, the Tremor brothers, and security, like all like kind of perfectly match cut together.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a wild scene.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like you're cutting between both battles, and like you're just like you're like ramping tension, but B, like you're just kind of like as an audience member caught up in that chaos and frenzy.
And as an audience member, you're the only one who knows what's going on.
Exactly.
Like everyone else has no clue who they're shooting at or getting shot by.
I also love that they use the classic it's like parodied in Anchorman. I mean, not this movie, but just that kind of trope of like literally there's just a guy on fire. There's just a security man runs by ablaze
Really
like
good
during the
stunts,
shootout with the Trevor brothers. Yeah.
When they're checking in at the hotel and she's like going off, she's asleep, I need to wake her up. Paying attention.
Laszlo Soot like doing his preparation, watching him like spray his throat with like Lysol and stuff to try and like mimic, and he's like making the masks and all, like going through all this effort.
Oh, the best part is he pulls in what's his name after he shoots him, and he like stands there for a moment looking like this guy's going to be easier to impersonate.
Yeah, exactly.
Like after he did all that time with Vitoli.
What makes this film special in terms of like, there are a lot of films that kind of would fit into this type of movie, is that you actually feel like you know each of these characters. Like the introduction is so good, and you get just enough of a little scene where you just want more of every single person. And that's like goes from every single one of the assassins also to like the security guards or the hotel workers, where you just like get a little snippet of their life, and they're such well fleshed out, articulated characters that are distinctive. Or like the grandma and the like psychopath little grandson in the like cabin, that you're like, I could go on for that storyline.
I've been to that part of Tahoe.
Oh yeah. No, I've been to that. Yeah, I come from that part of California, so yeah.
Extremely good character development. Like you're not questioning anybody anytime.
I felt like a sense, not like an actual sense of loss when each character died, but I was like, shit, like I wasn't ready to like let go of their storyline quite yet. You know?
That's which is a daunting task to do with so many people.
Yeah.
So many big actors, so many new actors.
I love that Ben Affleck just like dies within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Like I said, I didn't remember anything, so I forgot that. I was like, oh shit, he's dead.
This was the proper amount of Ben Affleck.
A Susan.
On to nitpicks and fixes.
So I understand, why we have the podcast formatted the way we do, but it always makes it a little awkward.
Fuck you.
Somebody doesn't enjoy a film, I feel, like. So there it is.
We got another one, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. If you're debates and thems, if you're keeping score, this is a Javi hates it.
Yeah, it sure is. I don't hate it, but I feel the same way that I felt the first time that I watched it, and that I just was left like meh. So I got a couple nitpicks and fixes.
Go off, King.
Yeah.
Go off.
And again, this is a nitpick, so it's not supposed to toot my horn at all, right? But this film seems like I wrote it, in the sense that like the dialogue to me is clunky and like very faux Tarantino.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh, it's very faux.
But again, it's not that again, but it's like painfully faux Tarantino. I'm like, oh, okay, like I get what they're trying to do, but like I see what you're trying to do, so I'm not enjoying it. For example, like there's like two scenes that stand out to me. When Israel is like chewing out Hugo for the jizz on his jacket. Like at first it's funny, but then he just goes on and on and on, and it's like, okay, dude, like we get it, like jizz on your jacket, like that's funny. Another scene involving Hugo actually, when Beanie, that's his name, Beanie, the African American bouncer he's doing the same thing. He's telling Hugo like, oh, get down here and help me. Like I'm not gonna clean this shit up by myself, because I can't clean this shit up by myself. So you need to help me clean this shit up because I'm not gonna do it by my. And he just goes on and on and on. Like for like it felt like 5 fucking minutes.
That's just bad. You're correct. That's bad direction. That's what that is. Because that is someone needing to have people in their places. The actor, like just literally just spinning their wheels because they're like, this guy's supposed to shoot me. He hasn't shot me yet. Fuck.
Sure, but possibly.
When is the squib gonna hit? Kind of thing.
Yeah. Totally could be.
This movie is perfect from start to finish. There's nothing wrong with the pacing or blocking of any of the shots. No, I totally get what you're saying. From seeing it from that perspective, I never saw it that way, but I'm biased. So the one that hit me this time, the VFX shot flying into the hotel, it looks janky as hell. Now they have a real like helicopter shot flying into Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe. The building itself that they fly into is it's fake from the beginning, and it just like starts to shift awkwardly in the perspective as you watch it. It's like there's no way that it does that. So I mean, it also flies through the building, so you know it's a fake shot. But it just stood out to me this time. It's like, wow, that's not good, guys.
The color grading really got to me.
Oh yeah?
Did they not shoot this in Tahoe? Is that the reason that it looks so fucked up?
I just thought it was stylized.
Yeah, it's a 2000s choice.
It is. It's very Domino. It's very Deja Vu. It's very a lot of them. What's the Man on Fire?
Man on Fire.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessary, and it started to bother me partway through the films.
I think the way that they pushed it made it more cartoonish. This whole thing wasn't meant to be taken as a serious
No, this is an episode of Wacky
drama.
Racers,
Yeah. I mean, that's how I always took the color grading choice. The stylization of, especially the animated graphics and all that stuff. When everyone gets introduced and like freeze frame, and then their name pops up. It's like this is stuff I do in After Effects. So I'm like, yeah, this is a passion project.
I think that it bothered me when they were like outside doing stuff like near the lake and stuff like that.
It was pushed quite a bit. Yeah, I can agree with you there.
Because the interior stuff didn't really bother me all that much, but yeah.
I do believe every interior shot was in LA. Even the hotel scenes were staged sets. I don't think they went into any of the real hotels there. But all the exterior shots by the lake, that was actually in Tahoe.
And Javi's been there.
Javi's been there.
I have
He's
been
the
there.
authority, right?
one of the two reasons that I watched this movie.
To revisit South Lake Tahoe. We'll let the tourism board know.
My biggest one, and this is what keeps this movie for me personally, from being like perfect. The fucking Heller is Speranza storyline is completely unnecessary and slows the film down. Like there's so many moments where we're kind of ramping, where we are doing that thing of like jumping between assassin storylines, and then all of a sudden we go back to the FBI agents and they're like, did you know that this guy like was once in the 50s like a master of disguise? And you're like, okay, so he's the mob boss. And they're like, no, he's not the mob boss. You're not that smart. It's like, I graduated high school. He's the mob boss. And then like the big twist at the end is like, you're telling me that's the mob boss? And it's like, yeah, dude, you read his file. That's literally what he was doing. That was the whole purpose of his like unit, was to infiltrate the mafia. And it's like, yeah, it's just, even in 2007, like in theaters, probably hungover, I saw that like right away and was like, that's the same guy. On that same note, like the movie should have ended when Hollis shoots Darwin in the parking lot.
Yeah. That would have been a good ending.
Like, because that also just would have been a great, like, on-theme ending. Because
Yeah.
he literally just goes, fuck it, and plugs him.
Yeah.
And then that's what the movie is. The movie is, fuck it, we're doing an ensemble assassin movie. End it on an assassination.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But again, this movie's perfect from the beginning to end. The pacing is perfect. The characters are perfect.
Well, stay tuned for Blue's Clues meets Blue Velvet, and I will fix this movie.
The rest of the world doesn't agree with me. Like, this movie didn't do that well.
No.
And a lot of people fucking hate it. I didn't realize that because I don't pay attention to what other people like pile on about. But it's interesting to see, and I totally understand it. But it's still one of my favorites. And watching the other guys' other movies, I'm like, ooh, I can be like, okay, yeah, maybe it's not that great.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a Donnie Darko thing where you're like, this is so smart and deep, and then you watch anything else that guy made, and you're like,
it's almost
fuck, this is bad, isn't it?
yeah, it's almost like that Boondock Saints thing where the one guy gets a one good chance.
Yeah.
But he's made other movies and he's done all right. But like, and this is like the second thing he's made. It's still a really I could call it a guilty pleasure because I don't look at it for any of those nitpicks or any of those the story faults don't bother me.
I feel no guilt. I call this a pleasure.
Well,
Go on, King.
Well, since this film is perfect and has no flaws, I'm just gonna make a bunch of stuff up.
Yeah,
If you don't mind, just to keep the runtime going.
Fucking fake news over here.
Yeah, Chuck, I literally had what you said on my list too. That the twist was unnecessary and it just goes on for way too long.
Yeah.
Right. I felt that it definitely takes you out from all the other pretty cool stuff that's going on for the most part, and it's just the payoff is not really satisfactory. I had the same thing where like I felt like the movie should have ended way before it did. It almost felt like a TV show. Like I felt like if this was a TV show, I would be more into that idea because then you have the chance to like. This goes into something else, but it gives you the chance to like explore all the characters like even more, and then it makes that final. They're not because it's not the final, but that scene where they're all leaving the hotel a little bit more like, oh, what's gonna happen next episode? That guy's still alive. Oh, that guy's still alive. Oh, that guy's now pretending to be this other person. You know. So again, it felt like I was watching like a series finale to like a show or something. The movie, starts off like fun and like zany, and then it just takes a dramatic turn in like the last half or last third of the movie.
The total pacing of this movie is fucking all over the place.
Which threw me off. I was like, why are we suddenly like crying? And like, why did this suddenly become so dire? Like, if he gets away, we're all fucked, kind of thing. I'm like, no, you're not. It's fine. Like, somebody's gonna shoot him. It's fine. Like, and it just like, but everything, like the score changes, it becomes super dramatic. Like even the filming, you get a lot of like, you hear only breathing and like slow-mo shots, and it's just tonally very weird. Because I would have enjoyed it if it had just kept with the zany, like batshit kind of like, fucking assassins, And I feel like this kind of comes up a lot when I end up not liking a movie on the podcast, right? Just pick a lane. I guess that's usually kind of my biggest nitpick. But yeah, I felt like if it picked a lane, if it had been super serious from the start and like, this is a really gritty crime, mob movie, I would have been like, okay, cool.
No, that was definitely like in my notebook I can't find notes, basically. And this time around, I was like, fuck it, I don't care, dude. Be in all the lanes. Like, this is fine. Color outside of the lines was kind of my, like, take this time around. But last time, I definitely... Something changed in me the last year.
I think that's defendable.
Yeah.
What Javi was saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that, too. I think that, it does take a really sharp turn. And things that I remember and really like about this movie when I'm revisiting it are all of the, like, fun assassin stuff, and that I think I just like kind of blocked the other part of the storyline out of my head a little bit. I had this down in my hot take, but I think I'll bring it up now. The Ryan Reynolds of it all. It could have been like literally any other actor, I think, would have brought a little more depth. Because he goes from him and Ray Liotta having like a joking conversation, and then all of a sudden just like the absolute like he has the meltdown, and it takes that darkness starts to happen basically. So
I know we were all praising like the minimal Ben Affleck in this movie, but I wonder if Ben Affleck would have been better for that role. And Ryan Reynolds more of the
just flipped him.
I'm going to tease it again. Stick around for Chuck's Blue's Clues meets Blue Velvet, and he's fixed this movie.
I would have recast that part, and I think it could have been a lot stronger.
Right on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was, we were coming off of Van Wilder, and it was amazing to see him take this turn from National Lampoon's comedy actor into somebody who could do drama and action.
Forget 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place, which I watched every night on TGIF.
Oh, God.
I know, I'm dating myself. It's okay.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither, and I don't want to. We'll just let Chuck have his moment.
No, it's okay. That moment has passed, much like the series finale of 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place.
I had to, this time around, the 2 FBI agents openly discussing this secret thing in the diner.
Yeah.
Loudly. I was like, Jesus, guys, you're like being all super spy hush-hush, and then you're sitting in a diner bleeding these names out loud.
Also, this is why you're not getting any clearance from Andy Garcia, because you guys suck. Yeah, you guys are literally talking about this in a fucking Denny's, and he's like, that is classified information. I also love that we get Andy Garcia doing a light Southern accent.
Oh, it just turns into Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, well, now, what you see here, boy, is that is a eternal affairs question. You cannot ask that.
I love the cast. I love that they have Ray Liotta and Andy Garcia in this.
I think I read or studied that Andy had come off another film where he had to do a Southern accent, so it kind of just like jumped in. Wasn't even requested.
He Austin Butlered his way into this accent.
Exactly.
The Karate Kid?
Oh, he's fucking awful.
And it just reminded me of the fucking Karate Kid in Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this kid doing here? I was like, you're annoying, leave. I'm like, what is going on?
Cabin Fever, I will defend, because that movie is... I mean, this movie's unhinged too, but Cabin Fever is like unhinged. Cabin Fever is like Eli Roth's like edgelord fuck you fever dream of a movie. And so the Pancake Kid with autism, that's just Eli Roth. Eli Roth is a reactionary weirdo. Like, he can have that.
Yeah, it does make more sense there. I still didn't enjoy it. I still thought it was that, like, that's where I drew the line where I'm like, okay, like, this is too fucking stupid. Like, but it definitely felt even more out of place in this movie.
In this one, it very much
and they're like speeding up his punches, and it was weird. I was like very cartoony.
I disagree.
Hard
disagree.
I spent a bit of time in South Lake Tahoe, and those people are fucking everywhere.
Those people are everywhere.
If you're trying to set the scenery,
no. I've been to Lake Tahoe.
For Hollis to run into, you're gonna come across some riddle-addled.
I'm gonna put you on hold.
One-eyed Karate Kid.
I'm gonna put you on hold, Luke. We gotta talk to the authority on South Lake Tahoe. Javier, do those kids exist?
I have never seen a Karate Kid in Lake Tahoe.
Therefore,
they do not.
Then you're just a poser.
I actually just rewatched that section of the movie because I was looking for my band name, and I like the way they speed up his little Ritalin punches and his like weird little erection and all of it.
I hate his little boner. I'm gonna go on record. I'm gonna go anti Chuck and Julia's cock talk. I hate his little boner so much.
Let him have his little boner, Chuck. I think it was necessary because that storyline is happening parallel to the shoot 'em out.
Yeah.
What? For what?
Because they're intercutting between the story, and it has to be as off kilter and fucked up and weird to like make it make sense in the context of like how fast this movie is going at this point.
He could have just shown up at the end and been like, I survived. You know, like I don't need to see him crawl out of the water and then run into Karate Kid and pull Napoleon's grandma.
He called him Karate Kid. I do not picture him as Karate Kid. He's either Ritalin Kid or Boner Kid.
One-eyed
Ritalin-addled Boner Kid.
Yeah. One-eyed.
I think the ideas that they had for the action sequences are cool. Like, I love them. Like, I'm like, yeah, that sounds really fucking cool. Like on paper, but I just don't know if they were executed very well in terms of like how they choreographed certain things or like how they, you know, because there is a lot of cutting back and forth in the movie. So I feel like sometimes that kind of throws off some of the sequences in that, like, for example, like there's a scene where the Tremor brothers like run out of the elevator, but like they would have been dead. The officers were standing like right in front of it. Like they were far back enough for like, this guy's running out the chainsaw. Like that's gunshot to the dead. And you know, like, I don't know, like they should not have been able to slaughter all of those police officers.
Javier, we cut away so that they could safely exit the elevator.
Yeah, we did cut away when they had spent 5 seconds already running towards the camera out of the elevator.
In 300 style slow motion.
Yeah. Out of smoke and like.
Yeah.
And again, that idea sounds cool. Like I don't mind that, but I just, then maybe, you know, they should have cut sooner. Like I feel like it's an editing thing. Like they should have cut way sooner.
The air was confusing, Javier.
There's like a lot of stuff like that. Like certain like shootouts where I'm like, oh, like like those guys are both dead. Like
everyone's attention was on the other elevator that was full of blood, like a fucking shining.
But yeah, there's a lot of great fucking ideas in this movie.
Yeah,
I just personally don't.
I would also point out
that
that you can't just restart an elevator by plugging a generator into the fucking thing. The dumb.
Have you talked to the head of security?
I'll do the rainy day double feature. I just got Lock, Stock. Just an ensemble movie. You know, gangs coming into each other's like orbits and stuff, and then causing each other to fail or win. And yeah,
I had the Lock, Stock trailer was played before The movie. I have the DVD for those of you that are listening.
That's awesome.
And so it was one of the previews that played before the movie.
Awesome.
I have Lucky Number 11,
That's a good one.
which is essentially kind of this movie.
Yeah,
in
it's
Kind of.
it is
stylized
and stylistically batshit. And
Yeah,
I love it too.
It also kind of misses the mark.
It also misses the mark. I found out when I rewatched it right after I watched this
Ooh.
several months ago.
Okay.
The dialogue would be upsetting to you as it was upsetting to me. But also just crazy cast. Fun. You see the twist coming from a mile away. But also, yeah, I have another one written down, but I won't.
Go for it.
I think I've got what you got written down.
Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang.
No.
Oh.
I have Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, yeah.
It is also on the fucking Nevada border. And it's another one of these super fun, underrated ensemble films that just doesn't stick the fucking landing. Like, it's so fucking good until you think about it. You're like, fuck, that's kind of dumb. But it's still great. Like, I love that movie also. I will also defend Bad Times at El Royale.
Yeah, mine's kind of, it's the only thing I could really think of. But just, the centers around like the mafia and everything. So I just went with The Godfather, which to me is a perfect film.
Ooh.
So
That
is no flaws whatsoever. The first, and I will gun anybody down that says otherwise.
After we talked about it a couple months ago, I think I started watching them all. Not for me. I find them boring. Really boring. I can't.
Shallow and
I can't.
pedantic.
The third one.
I can't discount their importance and the filmmaking and the acting. Yeah, it's just not for me. I was also just not exposed to it growing up, so it's not in my DNA.
I think they're fine. That's how I feel about them.
I like the first and second one quite a bit and like to watch gangster movies around Thanksgiving. So.
Right on. Well, maybe we'll try to add that theme to the show.
But I'd
We'll do some
much
more.
rather do Goodfellas because that's an actual
I like
perfect-
Goodfellas. Yeah. And with that, we'll go on to this movie's cocktail.
I don't have $1 million, but I did bring you the heart of Israel. So we've got 3/4 of an ounce of bourbon, 3/4 of an ounce of an unnamed grapefruit aperitif, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon, 1/4 ounce of spiced cherry liqueur, 1/4 ounce of maraschino cherry liqueur, and a dash of cherry chocolate bitters. Shake and strain into a chilled glass as you simultaneously flip decks of cards and snort rails, waiting for your impending doom.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It's very cherry. Right on to our first ad break.
At break.
Do we still do those? Yes.
And we're back! Welcome back to everyone's favorite segment, Nostalgia Killers Trivia, where we see if our assassins are up to Creed or out for greed.
Thanks, Chuck. I'll take it from here.
You're such a dork. Oh my god. I love you, but wow.
It's wonderfully baffling and confusing. Thank you.
Yes. That's what I specialize in, honestly.
All right, I wrote these last week. Let's see if I even remember them. Question number 1. True or false? This is the debut film for 2 musicians, both Alicia Keys and Common.
False.
True.
True.
It is true. This is both Common and Alicia Keys. Very first movie. Very first experience on set.
I was like, it definitely has to be Alicia Keys just because of the timeline, but
Yeah.
Common, I was like, not sure about.
That was the one that was.
And I thought it was strange. I only learned this doing the research too, but they both like wind up acting together. They have their own scenes. It's like it's strange to have 2 non-actors.
Oh, you're right.
And
You
they
know,
have pretty good chemistry.
they do.
actually.
They're extremely good chemistry. And Alicia Keys is a phenomenal actress. Like, she's great. Right on. Question number 2. True or false? The shot of Jack Dupree singing the 8-ball took fewer takes than the director was expecting due to Ben Affleck's experience as a tournament billiards player.
He's from Boston. That's got to be true.
He's a pretty boy. That's false.
I'm gonna say true.
False takes the
Hey.
card. 20 takes. Ben Affleck. There's blooper video of this of Ben Affleck. Every one of them, 23 takes of him fucking up the same easy shot. And the time he sinks it, he's so proud he forgets to say his lines. I don't know. He makes the same mistake 23 times.
How do you not just shoot that 5 times and then you just call the PA over? You're like, all right, Chris,
I know.
just shoot it in.
It's so bad. I mean, I can understand someone never having touched a pool table, but yeah, like you're saying, fucking Boston.
Yeah.
How could you fucking go to a bar and not fucking play pool? and know how to hold a stick. And oh my god,
He's not a Southie. He's
not really from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. An amazing thing to check out. I highly recommend checking out the blooper reel after he goes on and on. You think it's a joke, like they did the same shot over and over. No, it's 23 separate takes, and then they just roll the camera, so it's just rolling. So there's no cutting. Question number 3: Tommy Flanagan's scars are iconic. True or false? They are self-inflicted. So the actor himself has those scars. You can see him in every one of his movies.
Oh.
It's the almost the Joker. But did he do it or did somebody else do it to him?
Oh, so those are real scars.
Those are real scars.
Oh, shit, I had no idea.
Yeah, if you see him in Gladiator, he's got scars. Every other movie he's been in, he's very, that's how he's recognizable, really.
I'm going to say true.
Okay. True.
I'll go false, just for spice.
False wins.
Hey.
It's what's known as a Glasgow smile, and he was jumped. He was a DJ leaving a club, and he got jumped by a gang, and that's what they do to you when they fuck you up and leave you in the street.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Very dark.
I knew that's what it was called. I didn't know
Yeah.
that's what. Yeah, okay.
yeah, it's a Glasgow smile. Yeah.
Shit.
Question number 4: True or false? Ray Liotta took a pay cut in order to get Andy Garcia on board with the film.
True.
Yeah, true.
False.
False takes it.
He doesn't seem like the pay cut kind of
Made
guy.
that one up.
Damn it.
They all did kind of work for pretty low rates on this. I made that up. Sorry. Question number 5: True or false? Joe Carnahan left writing Mission Impossible 3 to produce and direct Smokin Aces.
True.
I'm going to say true because of ego. Because it's that thing of like, this is my like chance to make my own thing.
Yeah.
I'll say false.
True wins. Sorry. He was in the middle of writing it. His previous film, Narc, was loved by Tom Cruise so much that Tom Cruise approached him to help produce and write Mission Impossible 3. And they just couldn't agree on the script the way he wanted it to go. So he kind of left it. And he was like kind of already daydreaming about this movie and making it while he was writing that. So he just left it and he went to the other guys.
Does he have a writing credit on it or anything?
No, they completely nixed whatever he was developing for the third one, which is pretty interesting. I had no idea those people were running together and getting involved and stuff. Question number 6: Another true or false. Sorry for all the true or falses. We'll change out. We'll do some multiple choice in a minute. True or false? Jeremy Piven's sleight of hand card tricks are heavily aided by CGI.
True.
False. I don't think he has better things to do. I'm pretty sure he just like, I'll fucking learn magic.
It is false. Those are all tricks he did on camera, and there was an actual magician on set with him, next to him, helping him go through all this stuff. But those were his hands doing all that stuff. So he did practice. He put in the work, and there was no CGI for the cards.
I also, for some reason, was just like, he seems like he might have previous magician vibes.
Right. He's that kind of guy.
Not to be like disparaging.
He hangs out at the Magic Castle.
It's Jeremy Piven. You can be as disparaging as you want.
No, not him, yes, but like magicians in general. You know.
Question number 7. Another true or false. The opening scene in the van with Ray Liotta and Reynolds was improvised.
True.
True. I don't like the dialogue, so.
False.
True's take a card. It is true. There's something.
I like the whole grandma's piss is good for your skin.
There's something like 40 minutes of them just bantering, and they just happen to take what they took, which is good because, I mean, not to say good, but I miss Ray Liotta. I find his death really untimely, and any time I get to see him just bantering with other actors, I can watch that forever. Question number 8. Ben Affleck and Chris Pine have both played a single character in separate films. Which is it? A. Batman, B. Jack Ryan, C. Daredevil, or D. Jack Frost?
Jack Ryan.
I'm gonna go Daredevil.
Batman.
Lauren gets it. It's Jack Ryan. Ben Affleck played The Sum of All Fears, and then Chris Pine played him in Shadow Recruit, which I watched because I'd like missed it entirely. It's not bad.
I had a really intense moment of self-doubt because I was like, am I just mistaking what's his fucking John Krasinski?
Right. Oh yeah, he did it too.
Yeah,
he's the other one. I mean, I was surprised you said it right away because like, oh shit, I thought I was going to trick you all, but like Lauren gets it right away.
No, we recently watched Some of All Fears, actually.
Right on. Question number 9. Lorna Scott, the hotel receptionist, has appeared in what previous Nostalgia Killers episode? Is it Ghost World, Stay Tuned, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, or Saved?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. She gives off strong Pee-wee vibes.
Yeah, I'll follow the herd here.
Oh, y'all got it wrong. It's Ghost World.
Damn.
That's what I was gonna say.
She's the angry curator at the art show who like tells him she has to get rid of the art. She's also in like several other movies. She's all over the place, but she's like on a lot of TV shows. She
didn't have that kind of face. Like, I've seen her somewhere.
Yeah, she plays the same character, I think, in every one. She's just a cranky white woman. Question number 10. Chris Pine was a late replacement for which actor from a previous Nostalgia Killers episode? A. Johnny Lee Miller from Hackers. B. Michael Shannon from Groundhog Day. C. Josh Hartnett from 40 Days. Or D. Macaulay Culkin from The Good Son.
I think A.
I'm with Josh Hartnett. He's about the right age.
I'm also going to go Josh Hartnett because I feel like they're going for the, oh my god, this guy's in this movie vibe.
Y'all got it wrong. So sorry. It was Michael Shannon.
No way.
It was going to be one of Michael Shannon's first big movies.
I could see that. I mean, they have the same vibe. He's just playing Michael Shannon in this movie. Yeah.
Do you know why?
He got caught by the director berating a costume designer. So one of the crew, he was just like being an asshole to him. And he fired him on the spot.
That's a bummer. I like Michael Shannon.
I know.
don't
I've
like that he's an asshole.
I've heard he's a really nice guy. That's what I've heard. But
Yeah, who knows the circumstances?
Well, he learned his lesson.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, he became a nice guy.
Yeah, who knows the circumstances, but that's the story everyone tells. And that concludes our trivia. Who's got the I think Javi's got
Javi won.
got the story there, huh?
5. Yep.
Congratulations, Javier.
You got something positive out of this movie.
No, let's see. Did I get the no ace of spades?
Good hand.
Damn.
Oh, damn. That's right. This one was really hard to write about. There's no controversy. You saw I had to make a couple up. But that brings us to, we'd like to thank our executive producers, Eddie Martinez.
Thanks, Addie. You already have our hearts. No need to hire a hitman and a Swedish surgeon.
And if you too would like to have your name shouted out on an episode and be an executive producer, you can support us on Patreon for $15 a month. Patreon.com/The Nostalgia Killers podcast.
Yes.
Fuck, I gotta write that down. I gotta put that in my notes. And with that, we'll take our second ad break.
Ad break number 2.
And we're back with Act 3 of the award categories, where we start off with my new band name. Lauren, would you like to go?
Yes.
Cool. Chuck, what are your...
No, I have one. Little Boogeyman of the House. Little Boogeyman.
Nana's little pet name for
Yeah.
boner kid.
Oh, Jesus.
It would be like a doo-wop.
Oh.
Yeah. I have nothing else to say about this category. Or I did write down another thing, which is one of the lines that precedes it, which is home invasion, sodomy, torture. Type stuff. Which could be a metal band, I guess.
Yeah, I think that'd be a black metal BDSM band.
I have We Like That He Likes. It's a female hip-hop duo.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got the square root of something.
Oh, I had that one too.
You're fucking looking at me, Hugo, like I asked you the square root of something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've got my first one is fucking up fast and picking up speed.
Nice.
They're noise rock 2-piece.
I also got Ball from Bounce. Right? He's too stupid to know Ball from Bounce.
I mean, it's a bounce act. They just play like New Orleans bounce music, yeah.
I've got Seat Punch, which is the lawyer. He's like, you like punch him in the seat, or he's talking about how to like rough him up.
He asks if they can rape them.
Yeah, he's rape him. But yeah, he says it's like
punch him in the browns.
Punch him in the browns. Punch him in the seat. It's like seat punch. Like nobody calls it a seat. Like
no.
The most ridiculous, brilliant thing he said, in my mind.
The hottest, heaviest bitches alive.
Nice.
They're a female trap duo.
Yeah.
My final one is Meat for Male Consumption. They're a Riot Girl punk band.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Nice.
is when Charisse is like, I'm trying to wake this bitch up, all right?
Yeah.
All right, on to the Roger Deakins Would Be Proud Award for cinematography. Lots of ambitious stuff in this. What I didn't realize, I've never realized before because I've never really been looking at it this hard, but the whole sequence of Dupree putting the uniforms on the back of the car up to the point where they get shot is a oneer. Yeah, the camera tilts up from the uniforms to look at the guys. It slowly tracks back.
Yeah, okay.
And then the car drives
The car drives in, out, back in, shoots them down on the ground. All one. So that all the lines, the acting, Hollis getting out of the car, all that stuff. And if you watch it again, if you go back and watch it, on the back of Pete's jacket, you can see the squib marks before they blow. It's really cool to watch, but it's all a oneer, and it's fucking beautiful.
I had no idea. Damn.
Yeah.
That's such a good shot that I had no idea it was a wonder.
Yeah, it's beautiful. No effect, no CGI, nothing. It's all in camera. It's just gorgeous.
The Sin City scene of the gunning down of the FBI agent, like the black and white, but the car is like visibly red.
Oh yeah.
It's like raining, very like noir. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like their flashbacks.
Yeah.
They do a pretty good job.
I had all the match cuts, even the sloppy ones. Just like kind of like going back to Luke's point earlier about just loving how it's like literally we just cut on dialogue, anything that has anything to do with the following scene.
Yep.
It's just boom, match cut.
Just keeps it moving.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of films.
There's like a few of them that don't work, but I still love them anyways. I'm like, they just tried.
They can't all be winners.
Yeah.
Didn't watch the movie with that in mind because I forgot it was a category. The only thing that kind of springs to mind is the shot, the end where he's like, fuck it. Because that is like
Also a wonder. The entire thing. Yeah.
I like that interaction, and then it's like a good little bit of like tension building and this and that, and nothing special, but it's a good shot.
So you was looking for Israel too? It's a small world.
Tom Fate just up and fucks.
Sorry about the fingers there.
Yeah, him putting the key ring on the stump.
Yeah, that's great.
So fucking good. Oh, that's a great one. On to, is that Channing Tatum in a Dog Color Award? I've got Curtis Armstrong, the lawyer.
Yes.
Booger.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds and all that. And he's like doing a really good dramatic role in this.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it before, but this is just pretty surprising.
I don't think I knew like that was Alicia Keys the first time I watched
Oh, same.
it.
I'm allergic to pop. So like I knew the name. I had no idea it was her until I watched it this time around, did the study.
I knew it was her every single scene she
That's
was in.
my girl.
That's my girl, Alicia.
Yeah, she's
You got this, baby. That's my girl.
that's right. Extremely talented, both in music and acting.
Yeah.
Alex Rocco, and I don't know what his name is in the movie, but he's the guy from the opening scene where they're the guys that the two FBI agents are spying on, where they're listening to him talk about, they're gonna take out Buddy Israel, and I recognize his voice immediately, and I'm like, dude, that's fucking Mo Green from The Godfather.
Yeah.
And I had to look it up, and I was like, dude, yeah, that fucking is Mo Green from The Godfather.
Yeah, there's your connection right there.
Yeah. And well, Andy Garcia was in the terrible Godfather 3
Andy
also.
too, yeah.
I've got two that no one mentioned. I've got Joel Egerton as Hugo.
Yeah, that was
Did
fucking
not
wild.
fucking recognize him.
I still don't know who he is, but
What?
He's in a lot.
He's fucking amazing. He's
in a
incredible.
lot of
I'm
stuff.
sure he is, but
But he's definitely very like, he still doesn't have like his huge like
Yeah.
I looked at his IMDb and the movies he's in. I just haven't watched.
Matthew Fox of fucking Party of Five and like a bunch of like Lost, like a bunch of 90s movies.
Yeah.
the guy that gets right.
Fucking Bill, the head of security.
yeah.
Oh, that guy. Oh.
I recognize. I'd never seen any of his other shows, but I recognize him from somewhere.
Yeah, I was just like, who is he? Who is he? It was like it was like an itch I couldn't scratch.
I thought it was.
Kind of
I think his name is David Sheridan, but it's Doug from Ghost World. I confused them together. The Hans Gruber Deathfall Award. The one I picked, I actually picked it, and then I had to realize that he didn't really die. There's a lot of there's a lot of cliffhangers. Yeah. I'm curious what you guys picked. If you picked any.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in if no one else is. I had the larger Tremor brother falling onto his chainsaw.
Yeah.
Anytime a Nazi gets chopped up, I'm into it. I'm like, hell yeah, absolutely, let's go.
It always occurred to me too, it was weird because chainsaws don't do that, don't act that way. So you had to rig it to have it running one-handed.
No,
because you have to hold it in the others. There's a trigger to actually get the chain to engage. So he had to rig it. So it's just like fucking, you're an idiot for having that around you. Anyways, it's tied to him too. Yeah. It's like, oh my god. But yeah, great shot. That's I haven't seen that since Running Man. I don't know if you guys you've seen Running Man.
The Schwarzenegger one?
Yeah, Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Buzzsaw.
Yeah.
He had to split.
I had Beanie getting shot in the back by Hugo just because then he takes the time to turn around and he's like, oh, I know you did not just and he just fall. That was great.
That was a pretty good one.
And again, it was after like I said, I didn't like listening to him talk for 5 minutes, so I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I was surprised you picked that one.
Yeah. Well, I thought the end result was funny. Like, I know you did not just drops dead.
I guess I'm gonna go for the plug pulling at the end because I didn't appreciate that twist in the storyline, so I'm happy that they both died.
Well, you might appreciate there's another version of the film.
No.
Yeah. There's a I think the one we watched is the director's cut. The theatrical version actually has Reynolds just pull out his pistol and just shoot them through the glass.
That has to be the director's cut because I've only seen the pull plugging.
No, that's what I mean. Like we've only like theatrical cut's gone. Like whatever cut was out there that has like the shooting. I think they showed that to an initial audience.
Oh, okay.
And then they had to change it, and then it got rerun in theaters, and that's what we saw.
I feel like every time I watch the end, I feel like he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Which I think would be fun and stronger.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Death by Cop too. Yeah, they're still like hoping to not like shoot into the thing.
Yeah.
I imagine. I for one like the ending.
Also, Chris Pine getting shot. That's probably a good one too.
That's
There's a lot of people getting shot,
there's a lot of them.
but a lot of people actually make it out okay.
Mine is El Estrago. I didn't realize until I didn't realize that his spike coming out at the end was him showing that he was alive. I thought it was just a reflex or him like body twitching after death.
No, he's gonna.
But yeah, that's
in the
it. That's him
ambulance do
trying to show that he's going to be in the sequel or whatever.
Right, that's what I meant by like TV. Like it seemed very like serious finale. Like, oh, he's still alive. Like,
There is a sequel to this movie. Right?
It's actually a prequel.
It's a prequel, yeah.
Never
And
seen it.
it's don't watch it. It's
No?
bad. It's bad.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a fully realized human being. You can make your own decisions. But
Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
as your friend, I would advise against it. I wanted to like it because it's even more stylized. It's even more After Effects, and it's got Vinnie Jones and some really fun people in it. But it just doesn't deliver.
It just feels very straight to DVD.
It's exactly how it went.
But it feels that way, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Why I like Waterworld, a controversial hot take.
I mean, I guess it'll be controversial to Javier and the general public. Because, I mean, most people don't like this movie. I said despite its clunkiness, this deserves to be championed as a cult classic. Like, it's just batshit. It's so bananas that it's, good. Like, it should be, like, in a double feature kind of scenario.
I got is Laszlo Soot the good guy. He's the one assassin who had the inside and apparently the plan. Like to get through all of it. He had the drugs to knock Israel out rather than shoot him to get him ready for heart surgery.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he's technically working for the FBI.
Whereas is he like the main character of the film? Then we just didn't get that much time with him.
It would have been a stronger movie with a different casting in the Ryan
Reynolds.
That's just because of who he is now. Like he is one of the most famous people on earth.
Yeah, he's
and
saturated really.
there's like baggage attached to him. Everybody else, there are a ton of really famous actors in this movie, but like they were well established by that point, I guess. I don't know.
Blue Velvet meets Blue's Clues. What film would you mash up with this?
Smokin Aces Ventura, Pet Hitman. You do it, but it's the same movie just with animals playing all of the hitmen and all of the characters.
They're all trying to kill Ace Ventura.
Yeah, sure.
my idea was inspired by something that I wanted to bring up in the Roger Deakins award, but I didn't because I didn't want to spoil this. Or the scene where you get the introduction to Alicia Keys' sepia like grindhouse kind of filter on it.
Sure.
And I first thought it was something wrong with my TV because the movie hadn't had that before. And I was like, oh wait, no, they definitely like this is on purpose. Okay.
You got Andy Kaufman.
So then I was like, okay. So I had Smokin Aces meets a grindhouse double feature. So just really leaning into the camp, grainy film, missing reels, cheap gore, stereotypes. So again, just picking a lane and making it super like even more just bad shit. They could even split like the stories into two films and kind of like do, Planetary, Death Proof, make it like very different tonally, but they still kind of are part of the same story.
I like that pair too. I kind of want to see their story more. Either from before, it's got to be from before, but
the Chinatown hit.
Yeah, Chinatown hit.
Yeah, they do one job beforehand, and yeah, exactly. That could be the movie. I got Make Pee Wee Herman the target.
Oh,
and he keeps eluding and escaping with all his zany little gadgets and stuff. and he never gets hit. He just takes out all the assassins.
I like the idea of like heavy surveillance and like they're listening in and they're like, okay, he's in the next room, and then he says the secret word and everyone screams real loud. Yeah, oh god, like destroys the sensor. Yeah,
You only see what I want you to see.
Secret word was binoculars.
Mine is not a film mashup, it's a character mashup. This is how you fix this fucking movie. You combine the characters of Hollis and Agent Mesner into one fucking character. So you get Ryan Reynolds' character and Hollis, the gentleman who like gets shot, survives, ends up at Grandma and ADD Karate Kid's house.
Oh.
So you make them the same character. Makes everything fucked from the jump, and it simplifies Mesner's motives to just revenge. And then from there, you also get to cut out the Heller storyline and keep the heart transplant as the purpose of the hit. Carruthers can then find out and discover before he dies in the elevator. That way it's kind of one of those things of like, the audience is ahead of all the other characters. Like, we're like, oh my God, they're the same person. Like, or, we don't even need that. We can just have like, oh my God, like, father, son, heart transplant. We find that out. Boom, he dies in the elevator. Now none of the other characters get to know that.
Here comes Kanye. Any pluggables?
Just this amazing show and our amazing Patreon and back catalog. Please subscribe and listen. Recommend it to your friends and family. Recommend it to your enemies. You know what? Just put it on and leave a room.
Oh, yeah. I'd also like to welcome our New York listeners. I've been panning the show as I've been out on the East Coast. All 5 of you, thank you for listening.
Coast to coast now.
That's right.
I'd just like to say that if you live in the Sonoma County area, go out there and support the live theater in your community.
Yes, please. And on to Do We Call Jules and Vincent? I Gotta Let This Live is one of my favorites. But I understand that's not everyone's opinion.
Same. Like, I Let It Live. It's just so fucking fun.
Yeah.
I get joy watching. Like, literally, like, Lauren was rewatching it in the other room doing her notes, and I just was, like, popping my head in to watch, like, 2 or 3 scenes and be like, oh, yeah, this part's happening. Oh, awesome. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm going back to what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm letting it live, too. It's just fun. It's not a guilty pleasure. As Chuck said, it's just a pleasure.
I have the third option. The assassins take each other out. I mean, like I said, I don't hate this movie.
Sure.
I just was kind of felt leaving like unsatisfied, and I was like, kind of wishing it was something else. But hearing your guys' love for it, like I would be willing to revisit this in the future. I've only seen it the 2 times over the span of 15 years. So I wonder, like, now that I've seen it, I wonder if it's a third time around, maybe a little bit sooner, I'd be a little more forgiving of some of the elements, or
sure.
Just kind of lean back and have a little bit more fun.
I think it ticks a lot of boxes for a lot of people, and none for the rest of them.
It's almost as if 3 of us at this table had nostalgia for it.
One of them is a killer.
On to the Sonic Death Monkey top 5. What are your top 5 all-time teams or groups from ensemble movies that you would join, and what would you steal, heist, or kill?
And I did not follow that prompt.
Good. That's then that's normal.
Yeah.
I didn't fully get the prompt. Chuck was just like, I don't know, ensemble cast or something, and then sent me an outline with no actual question written down, so.
Hey.
Well, yeah, you guys explained it to me a bunch, and I don't know if I still understood it. So I did my best, and I think I did okay.
All right, so I'll go first then. My number 5, I would take Mr. Pink and Nice Guy Eddie to Disneyland to steal the cryogenically frozen body of Walt Disney while they distract the guards by arguing about tipping waitresses.
I love how you just went pure like fantasy dream
I went. This is a
sequence.
writing experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
So my first one, or my 5th one, I should say, is a family hang with an ensemble from a movie, and I chose the Addams Family.
That was almost one of mine for sure.
Because they're honestly the purest example of acceptance and family love, and I would love to be a part of that family.
Hell yeah.
So I have the Bastards from Inglourious Bastards, helping me brand some very brainwashed, hateful groups of people.
Oh.
Give them a little something they can't take off.
When you go home, you're going to take that uniform off. Can't have that.
My number 5. I totally interpret this as just kind of like people helping me in my life. I don't know why, but that's what I decided to do. So my number 5, I've got, the movie is The Fast and Furious. And I've got Dom, Brian, Letty, and Han helping me win a soapbox derby.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's weird is that you know their names, but that's cool.
No,
we're all family.
We're family.
You could have just said the family.
All right, my number 4 is Tom Waits and Iggy Pop from Coffee and Cigarettes. We would rob Clarence Thomas's RV and embark on a road trip and drive it into Lake Oswego in Oregon.
Fucking love that for you guys.
for no reason. There's no reason. I just have like Iggy Pop and Tom Waits just arguing over whose music's on the jukebox.
My next one is Revenge, who would help me get my revenge that I need. And it's the second half of Death Proof, the girls, the road trip girls.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
I have 2 things listed for every category. So I also had Fast and Furious. Specifically the 5th movie for help with that as well.
I had the cast of Barbie helping me steal Tarantino's unreleased scripts that are sitting in his home somewhere.
Fuck yes.
Hell yeah.
I'd watch that. Hell yeah.
My number 4, I have Primo, Segundo, and Cristiano from the movie The Big Night, and they're helping me cook a massive feast. I want to eat everything in that movie, and it looks super fun.
The Big Night?
Yeah.
When was that?
It's a 90s movie with Tony Shalhoub and
I love Tony Shalhoub.
Stanley Tucci.
I love Stanley Tucci.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
I've never heard of this movie.
It's
what
so
the
good.
fuck?
It's
You should watch it.
fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's on Tubi, or it used to be, but it's literally just like Stanley Tucci and Tony Shalhoub have a failing Italian restaurant,
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
and there's a promise that Louis Prima is gonna dine at the restaurant. So they set up this whole big night to cook this massive feast and show Louis Prima and his band that they can cook. All
Right.
this. Basically, they're just hanging out, cooking, partying, drinking, waiting for Louis Prima to show up.
My number 3, I would join the nihilists from The Big Lebowski and just go fuck shit up. Just spend a night with them on the town, with the swords and just hitting mailboxes or whatever the fuck they did.
Dancing to Kraftwerk and just snorting Adderalls and hanging out at Denny's.
Cutting off toes and getting the Lincoln Burger pancakes. And
Exactly.
yeah, it would be great.
My next category is questing, and I have the Princess Bride gang.
Oh.
Awesome.
Honorable mention, also the Fellowship of the Ring here.
Fuck
But
yeah.
yeah, just a crew of muscle with heart, you know?
Some brains, some heart,
Some brain, some heart.
some experience, some not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's I can dig it.
I have Benjamin Franklin Gates and Company helping me find the lost city of Atlantis.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, wasn't that one of them that they were gonna make?
I think there was teased at the end of the second one. I think. Unless, that was Pirates. I think that teased that.
Okay.
Maybe might have been.
It sounded really familiar. I loved those movies.
Yeah.
We should do this. We should do
Yeah.
at least the
Oh,
first.
yeah.
At least the
At least
first
the
one.
first one.
Yeah.
The second one holds up. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so too. I think.
Do
Yeah.
a double feature.
Yeah.
Albuquerque. Yeah. So I can shout out random names too.
Dame Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Yeah, my number 3 is I would team up with Floyd, Dawson, and Wooderson from Dazed and Confused to help me throw the greatest kickoff of summer kegger ever.
Nice. Any Linklater, anything would
Exactly.
be great. My number 2, I would recruit all of the hackers from Hackers and pin them against Luther and Benji from Mission Impossible to see who would win in breaking into Oscar Mayer and leaving with the most hot dogs.
My number 2 is Good Time Hangs Vibe, which is the Anchorman news team.
Jesus.
I feel like that's not going
I
to
was
be the
like, I don't know,
greatest of times.
Yeah, I was
actually.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
sounds very chaotic.
Maybe if you stay by the door and know when to run away.
I think I would have a good time. Honorable mention, Wet Hot American Summer
Oh,
Camp.
nice.
I feel
Hell
like
yeah.
Wet Hot American Summer would be more fun.
For my number 2, Luke, we kind of shared a little bit there, but I have the IMF team helping me break into Area 51, cover some of that alien tech.
Nice.
I know it's there.
Hell yeah. For my number 2, I have Ethan Hunt and his team from Mission Impossible.
Fuck yeah.
And the mission, should they choose to accept it, is to help me sneak liquor into every concert, park, or event so that I don't have to buy a $15 Coors Light ever again.
That's amazing.
Oh, fuck yeah. You need IMF to help you fucking get booze into a concert. You could parachute it in, do a halo jump and...
Dum, 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 dum.
Dressing up as security guards.
Exactly. All this
Yeah,
just so
right.
it's like
setting off explosions to distract them.
all this so I can pop a Lagunitas and not feel bad about it.
Well, speaking of drinking, I would be running with the zombies from Shaun of the Dead. But as soon as they met up with their counterparts in the backyard, you remember that part where they meet up with exact same matches to each of those people? I would sneak in with that group because they survived.
A number one is a heist team, and it's the Ocean's 11 team because
I had to try really hard to not like.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I fanboy those movies so much.
Yeah, there probably would also be the better hang out of any of these.
Probably, huh? Yeah.
For my number one, I had the Society of Crossed Keys from the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because it includes Bill Murray, right? And I need him to help me steal the Once Upon a Time in Shaolin Wu-Tang CD. It would be a Wu-Tang record, the unreleased one.
Get it back from
Jealous,
Shkreli.
Yeah.
Martin Shkreli.
Because Bill Murray's the only person other than Wu-Tang who's allowed to steal it from him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for my number one, I'm hiring Sean Archer's team of facial transplanters and reconstructioners from the movie Face Off to help me steal and take the face of the son of a tech billionaire so that I never have to work again.
Very, very ambitious. I like it. Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. If you're still listening, thank you. I have been Luke Lones.
I have been Chuck Starzensky.
I have been Lake Tahoe's face of tourism.
I have been Lauren Heaney.
And we have been the Nostalgia Killers.
Bang, bang.